Welcome back to the OPL Week 4, Day 2, brought to you by Hungry Jack. Schönfire, the man on your screen, leading his squad to victory. Swiffer had a really rough game that time around against the Direwolves, and Direwolves were able to pick up the first victory. That means that right now, equal top of the ladder, and if they pick up this win, we'll go 2-point clear, I think, of anyone else. Spawn, Ejim, still here, bringing you the games. However, just for the weekend's sake, just for the narrative.
Okay.
Order need to win this game to take us to all 12 games.
Yeah, I want to see the next couple of games.
Because we're so close.
Yep.
Like, it has been the perfect storm of games, and I'm really looking forward to that 12th.
Not to mention that game, it wasn't close for the most part until Spook stole that Baron, right? Swiffer had just been shut down, so much pressure applied by Direwolves into that mid lane, and it just meant that the older bot lane could not get enough going. They could not get it rolling, so that Baron was the breath of fresh air that Order needed to potentially take the game, but very close ending. Unfortunately, they could not. Direwolves lead 1-0 as we're into Champs League for Game 2.
Yeah, exactly right. And we saw just how deep the pockets of these teams are. Jax, Maokai, the lineup. Talia versus Syndra in the mid lane. Bans are coming out very targeted. They're actually targeting out specific pools, and that's going to be the Kha'Zix taken away. I didn't think the best game from Schön, but obviously on blue side, maybe a little bit more flexibility, not having to take away Gangplank, so they settle on a Kha'Zix ban.
Interesting to see if Direwolves do actually ban the Gangplank here. We were talking about it, whether they respect the fact that they have the counter pick for it. Do they think Tally is good enough? Do they think they can be the team in Oceania to punish? And they do.
You have to has to be a Gangplank.
You have to.
You have to first pick Gangplank right here if you're Order, and they do.
He offered the Ezreal, and I'm just like, oh, are they going to do it? No.
Is it going to be Lucian top?
Maybe.
Is it going to be Nah? No, it's not, because it's banned. What else beats it?
We've seen it. We've seen the Vladimir. Oh, no, it's going to be the Ezreal taken away. King going to find his second game in this series on that, and we've seen it be relatively successful. The same bottom lane combination coming out.
I like this. It's got a good mixture of aggression for Cupcake, who had an absolute ripper of an Alistair game. Also has some good defensive characteristics as well, so, you know, has the best of both worlds there.
Very hard to dive. Yeah, but they don't take away their counter to Gangplank just as yet.
Malzahar's still available, Sejuani's still available. So a lot of control can still be picked up for Order here, a lot of engage. Potentially can take Kalista as well, if they think that that is the right thing to do.
Yeah, actually, Kalista's still available there. We saw FBI play it last game, but didn't do a whole lot. They paired it with the Taric. Could get a similar sort of bot lane matchup going on right now if they do pick that one away again for round 2, but they do take away the Malzahar. Triple has played so many games of Malzahar this season, so it seems like a smart pickup on Order. Swiffer going to take that one for himself, and already that's a lot of CC coming out of the Order mid-jungle duo.
And I like this out of Direwolves. They're a versatile team. Triple plays a very mean Vladimir, and I'm sure Chippies does too. We've seen it C9 versus TL already today. Vladimir absolutely bodied
Impact.
A Gangplank in the top lane. Yep, it was Impact. Just wait to call him out, mate. World champion and just price agent balls taking shots at him.
So was Chippies when he went to emphasize. So. We don't know how that one turned out, but we're into the bans now, Taric and Camille, so this won't be the similar bot lane coming out of Order. Taric is banned away, and it did look actually pretty promising, to be honest.
And they take away the Kalista as well, so they just respect the whole bottom lane. They want to play against something different.
Yep, the Taric ultis were coming in clutch. Very good engages coming out of Direwolves were negated multiple times.
Kate Jana would give Order a very similar composition as to what they ran against here. They have the defense of, you know, Spooks being able to CC if a jungler flies into the bottom lane. Yep. They get rid of the Jack, so Chippies is just copping bans left, right, and center. Olaf them, Chippies. I want to see it.
Let's see it. See what they do pick up, but as you know, trading out that Vladimir for the Malzahar in terms of the composition with the fast push, but going into a different team here in the Direwolves. Would they have the answer? 9 seconds left to figure out what they're going to pick away here. It might just be the Jarvan. It is. The two ST junglers just traded back and forth. We've seen that a lot so far, so he's not going to have the quite as much damage as he had on the Kha'Zix last game in Schönfire, but more engaged potential coming out to follow up with Cupcake on that Alistar.
Tristana. So interesting, going for a little bit more of a late game carry threat. And Jana is going to be hovered. So many support bans.
Oh, it's actually going to be the Thresh. He's feeling it. You can see player cam on him right now. He's saying, that's good. You know why I picked it? I know.
Why?
Because I'm a Thresh run trick. Because they have a Jarvan. You can just play it. It's all for that little matchup. He goes for the EQ. You hit him with the Flave, the mini game. That's all Rogue wants to do. Wants to flay the Jarvan, flay the alley out of their combos, keep the CC at arm's length. And they do lock in the Corki.
Yep.
For triple. Seems like the Direwolves special.
A lot of magic damage coming out of Direwolves, however. Ezreal does come online and will ramp up into damage. I always struggle to quantify Ezreal's damage because if you're a bad Ezreal player, he does no damage. If you're the best Ezreal player in the world, he does more damage than anything else because you can't kill him. So
what's King, Matt?
He was a very good Ezreal last game. He did like 33,000 damage. Very, very impressive Ezreal. So he's going to have to put in work though because he's going to be hitting, you know, things like a Sejuani that will be able to just build like first item adaptive helm after Cinderhulk and will be very tanky to everyone else on Summoner's Rift.
Yep, and now this is the stylistic clash of these two teams. Chippy's counter-picking the Gangplank. We've seen so many teams in Oceania get away with murder for that. They just blind pick the Gangplank, even in gold, despite being down in CS, and then just come online at 30 minutes, demolishing everyone.
Yep.
But now the Order's bottom lane, they have more proactivity. Instead of the Taric, they have a Thresh. The early engagers can get down. They see if Spooks can influence the lane. Same setup for the Direwolves with that Alistar and the Ezreal.
And do you know why I like Vlad into Gangplank?
Why is that?
Because Sterix is broken. However, you can't buy Hexdrinker and Sterix.
Yep.
And Hexdrinker is the only way you can get through the lane if you're against a good Vladimir. So I just think it delays so much of the power that Gangplank has. Of course, Lifeline shares the same passive.
Yep.
So I think that Chippies is onto something here. We've seen it already once today. Let's see it for the second time.
Yep, I want to see if they can actually punish so far, or they do see the Gangplank bite them in the arse, that draft. Could be interesting here from the Direwolves. We'll get into game 2.
And this is a comp from the Direwolves. If they get ahead early, they will stay ahead for the entirety of the game. So much damage threat, so much go-forward potential. And honestly, Order's comp doesn't disengage really all that well.
Yep. All they've got is a Flay.
So into Summoner's Rift for game 2 between Order and Direwolves. This one's for top spot of the OPL ladder. See a cheeky Cupcake in mid lane.
He doesn't take the Dematerializer this time, actually. Only got the stopwatch, so probably going to be that Spellbook Alistar as the runes come up on your screen again. And Rogue's actually gone pretty defensive. Normally you see the Aftershock, but in this matchup, he has opted into the Guardian.
See exactly how it works out. 5-point fan from both teams. Tally playing the captain skin. That's how you know he means business.
Chippies playing the I don't want a skin. Come on, man. What are you doing? None of that base nonsense. Schönfire's got a skin. Spooks has got a skin.
Bristle looks angry in this skin.
Firefighter Tristana. That was the first legendary skin I ever bought in League of Legends back in the day.
Was it?
Yep, it's been remade since because of a rework. Had the visual update. Frosted Ezreal. Base out. Come on. Direwolves. What are you doing?
They're here to win the game. They're not here to win the skin battle.
I mean, well, they've already lost it, so...
GG, go next.
Yeah, just play, just FF, you know? Make it 1-1. Let's go to game 3. But no, Jungler's going to be starting on opposite sides of the jungle so far. Each take their red buff, but will end up on opposite sides of the map here. But that does mean King and Cupcake in the bottom lane do get priority to this wave. That's a pretty big deal for a Thresh lane.
Certainly
in the alley, very weak level 1. Nobody's just going to walk into you, let you pulverize them, so your CC is almost useless, but because they're going to be able to push in, should be able to hit level 2 first and negate that level 1 trough.
Yeah, you can see actually while they're level 1, they still want to walk up right now.
Plays
in back, good empowered auto.
Nice.
A little bit of damage goes down.
Oh, FBI did actually just walk into melee range, but Cupcake lets him out scot-free. But going to be a fairly slow start to the lane so far. No level 2 shenanigans. They do respect it. Back away. Just a fairly standard start across the board. Actually, taking a look at the top side, Chippy's only got 5 CS right now. He's under the turret,
being
but
shoved in. Obviously, Oh, that was a bad chain.
Yep.
Obviously,
just call him out, mate.
Yeah, well, it was. There was just a that was a sitter. Obviously, Chippy's leashed.
Yep.
I can't speak at the moment. Sorry, you're going to have to do some of it for me. So obviously, Chippy's leashed. You can see Shern also makes a beeline for that bottom lane. Obviously, thinks it's going to be pretty volatile. Flash Polv is impossible for either of these people to get out of. You can't buffer a jump against that.
But Spooks is now down on the bottom-hand side of the map again. Junglers might just run into each other here. Schönfire looking for an invade. We heard Sharp talk about his invade-heavy style.
If Spooks shows here, however. Oh, this is big damage that's going to go across. Shern feels robbed.
Yep.
How did he not go over that wall?
Gets him. He was mid. combo there, still flying through, so it hadn't quite landed on the flag.
Order's bottom lane is playing with fire here. They're trying to shove the minion wave in. You can see Shern is behind him. Now they will go headbutts him into the wall. Ignite already down. Play there. Misses it, gets knocked up. Out flashes Shern. And they're going to try and turn this one around. Hook lands, and that will be Shernfire getting first blooded by Spooks.
And what you think is a greedy play out of the bot side of Order, they turn it around. Rogue does miss the flay, but Shernfire only level 3, so squishy. Could not get out of that hook. He could have flashed it, but unfortunately lands. And with the Ignite, that just means he's going to be dead. First blood over to Order.
And Order still trying to get this into the turret. Cupcake still trying to hold it off. Still trying to stop recalls. You see that they're pinging out the fact that Spooks is on a jungle camp right now. King looking to stop the recall. Very cute, actually does so.
Order desperately looking for a base, but they will find it here, you have to assume. Spook's doing a camp after that engage, so he's going to be significantly far behind in tempo. Shernfire already looking at the top side of the map, but Tally does have that ward available, so he's just going to look at the crab.
So they have to call right now. Tally, you have to play safe.
He's actually going down the river.
Yeah, looking for him. Won't realize that he's behind. So could just be looking to give up this creep wave. They actually question mark ping the Gromp, so they kind of know where Shern is. And this wave should push into Tally.
Yep, obviously Jarvan, one of the champions that can gank
he wants
over that fat
for the,
wall on the top side, but Chippies is just zoning him away from the wave. Shernfire looking to take away a second camp from Spooks.
This is risky because Spooks will come back with double buff. However, now that Swiffer is recalling, certainly not as big of a deal. So they would have called that out.
But you have to say that was a 1-for-2 camp trade. Spooks takes one at the end of the engage in the bot side, loses 2. Shernfire. Don't think they saw each other here. Might just face check in this tri-bush. Oh, he does actually spot him over the wall.
Yeah, sees him on the back
Pings
end.
go out.
They saw Triple cheating up into Fog of War. He'd already used the teleport to get back to mid lane. Spooks is just defending a dive here. However, Shern 32 CS to 19 right now.
Yep.
So putting a hard farm on Spooks.
Already almost approaching 6 minutes right now. 5 minutes 30, so stopwatches will be coming online fairly soon. Triple just looking to push this wave in. While Swiffer is on the level 5, there's not really any kill pressure or potential out from him. So Triple can do whatever he wants for the next minute or so, but a lot of CC chain. And he also went for the TP to match the TP coming out of Swiffer. No spellbook, so can't change that one to cleanse. So if Swiffer ever gets onto him when Spooks is around, that's such an easy CC chain to gank this Cork, and they're looking for it now.
Yeah, it certainly is. Level 6 has been achieved, so Flash Ultimate is available from Swiffer. You can see that Triple is playing very respectfully. You got to really appreciate the game that Triple is putting in, because so much of what made Direwolves successful against Chiefs last year was actually the fact that Swiffer was able to keep him down. Fantix was able to keep Swiffer down in the mid lane.
I like how you just didn't even register the Hex Flash. Yeah, I'm a Hex Flash fan. Come on, man.
You are. Cupcake takes a boatload of damage to a flay.
Yep. Fortunately, going to lose his whole health bar there. Has a few pots and 6 minutes 30, so stopwatches are in live. No dive coming out, but Spooks is just constantly pressuring this lane. He knows Shernfire is there, but because the bot lane is winning the 2v2, Spooks is just trying to 1v1 Shern, keep him around, make sure he can't influence that one.
Battle Warding now will actually face check Shern. We'll have to probably dash away here. Gets a little bit of damage out. Actually, they go in, and in jumps the whole of the Order team.
Misses.
Hook misses. Big headbutt pulverized. Swiffer is heading down. Shern's been ignited up. Auto attack, not yet there. In comes Swiffer, and he will actually ulti. However, no one's dead so far, and that will be Spooks falling down to Triple, and Swiffer's in a whole load of trouble as well. No ultimate to get out of this one.
Flash.
Gonna have to walk it.
Oh, misses the big one.
Yeah, but flash from Triple, and that's what I mean. Just absolutely overreach from the Order lineup, and they lose 2 members.
The sketchiest dive ever completed by Order there. They are CCing multiple people, whiffing on the side of that. Swiffer flashes in with a Nether Grasp, but unfortunately no damage to follow. No minion wave means that Rogue was tanking that one up. Had to leave after missing the hook, and then Spooks and Swiffer, despite being in a good position, do fall down there.
Chippies really wants that blood rush.
Oh, he's going to get it. No, Tally trades back. Of course, Tally, without having access to that TP, did just ultimate the bot lane, so extra bit of damage coming out from him, but it wasn't enough for Order. Yeah. So they do give over those 2 kills.
And the problem is that they've just given Triple a snowballed QSS.
Yep.
He's picked up 2 kills again. He's up in CS. He's performing very well. Stopwatch is burnt for a couple of members of the Direwolves, but apart from that, they really got nothing from the gank.
And we were talking about the potential for that mid gank, no cleanse. Means once Spooks hit 6, that was the easiest setup of all time, but now with those 2 kills means he does have that QSS. It's just going to be so hard. Just means the pressure point for Order has gone down the drain somewhat. Direwolves with their package right now, have the priority in the mid lane, got to walk in the bot side of the map, set up some deep vision right here.
You see Shern really wants these Raptor camps, really wants to be able to continue to stick it to Spooks, who is already a level behind. See whether he grabs it off the Wolves and Shern just goes in. He's going to look to take it because bottom lane has to go back. And Spook's still not level 6 versus Shern, who has been there for what it feels like an eternity. Means he's going to be able to pinch this camp and extend his lead.
Not to mention Cupcake shadowing as well. No vision in the river for the lineup of Order, so
yeah, Spook's going to be forced off his red as well. Book does land, however, so he will bring in his 80 carry. King actually gets his head jumped on. That will be a kill picked up for FBI in a 2v2.
Shernfire coming around from the jungle. So, Order don't look to continue, but really nice play out of Rogue there. Flayed away the Alistar combo to try to keep him away, but FBI actually buffers the Pulverize with his rocket jump, so continues the aggression. Jumps onto King. He burns the heal, but it's not enough. He dies through that Ignite. And a 2v2 kill for the bottom lane of Order.
Yeah, without Ignite, that's not what you expect to see. However, Cupcake doesn't have a combat summoner. And I want to keep going back to this because I feel like right now, potentially Direwolves want to try and split the map, want to try and get Cupcake roaming around, potentially even look at Chippy's lane. However, not going to be possible as now Swiffer taking a cheeky gander into top lane. You can see Chippy's has extended up and may potentially go down. What the heck is Tally doing, however? Chippy's now can just look to pop over the wall.
Cool.
However, we'll
Game
just
of
get
chicken.
ultimated up. Yeah, that's very nicely played. No, potentially not. Next ultimate.
Oh, does actually flash. Can he live for long
yeah,
enough?
He's going to live.
Cern are coming.
Swiffer might actually die here for trying to get what looked like a free kill. You can see that they're going to look for the dive onto him because he hasn't got the ultimate. Hasn't got a flash available. No silence. Has to use the stopwatch. Will fall. No, he won't fall down. What? The second misplay.
Silence?
Actually, again, in comes both Rogue. Spooks just pegs an ultimate at him. 1 for 2 in the end. But Swiffer is not having his day in League of Legends. Flash forward. Oh, yeah.
Oh, QSS? Actually, no, it doesn't work on Ignite anymore.
No,
unfortunately,
but they're going to give up a turret.
And that seemed like a free kill for Swiffer there. Unfortunately, Chippies lives for just long enough to get the rest of his team here, but...
did he E him before he ulted him?
No.
Just ulted him.
No. Just thought he would be taken down. Lives on a sliver of HP as the rest of the Direwolves do rock up. But Rogue picking up that kill on the top side of the map means they do lose this bottom turret. CS lead is an advantage for King. Obviously, FBI sitting in that 1v2. Couldn't be farming up those waves. So the kills even out, but it is about a 1,000 gold lead on the side of Direwolves right now. Triple recipient of a lot of these kills right now. 3-1-0.
And that's a big deal because Corky, truckloads of late game damage. Hits you from very far away as well. Interested to see if he goes rapid fire cannon or whether he goes for something a little bit more aggressive like a static shield. Probably going to be rapid fire.
Wants to keep range against this team, Tristana, as she scales up, obviously big range. Malzahar, you want to be out of that ulti range as much as possible, not to mention Gangplank. He's flicking those barrels every now and again, but Swiffer once again
He's 40
put
CS
in a hole. 40 CS, 0-2 again, Direwolves. Just being able to shut the man down. 3,700 gold to 5,300. Big lead for Triple right now.
And that was just all that dive. Is now Rogue potentially looking for Cupcake. However, Shern is in bottom river. They know that Spooks is in top river, so can't really play all that offensively right now, Order.
Didn't even bother throwing the hook there. He knew that they weren't going to be able to commit to the fight, so... Map just resets. Hex Flash still available for Rogue, so...
For you, who has a scaling advantage this game? Is this another case of if it's just going to come down to execution? Do you think this time it is out and out in Order's favor, given, you know, Gangplank, Tristana?
Oh, actually, can he play the EQ?
He plays out of the EQ.
Cannot.
No, he cannot! So that will be, again, this time they have to back away.
Cupcake tried to cancel the Lantern there, but unfortunately the timing is just so slim. Does not land it. But I mean, I feel like the scaling's fairly close. Gangplank Tristana scale very well, but obviously Vlad, if he gets access to the backline, will be fine. Oh, hook lands, but... Oh, he cancels the headbutt that time, but unfortunately couldn't get it onto Shern.
Just needs to get some practice rep in. That was all that was. As actually triple face checked, will have to Valk away. Not all that much health happening. They drop a Gangplank ulti. They obviously want to fight this one for some reason. Flash forward onto King, and in jumps FBI. Suppression is there as well. Swiffer will get dunked for his troubles and potentially fall down. However, now Shern under fire, in jumps the Tristana one more time. Actually takes a cheeky Lantern, and that should be another kill.
Oh,
no,
no.
actually.
Oh, flash.
Flash over the wall means it 3-0-1 now for FBI. Order starting to get their 80 carry rolling.
And a very interesting Gangplank Goldie to start off the engage, but Order do pick up a few kills. Obviously, Direwolves do get that Baron, but 2 members dead for Direwolves. Can they get this turret? You have to assume not. No minions. TP still available. That'll be Cupcake, the Alistar rocking up, but Spooks is looking at the top side of the map. A lot of pings are going down on the river.
Yeah, it certainly is, but that is a very low Gangplank and a full health Vladimir. Obviously, no Ignite available right now, but still has the flash. Tally is just trying to shove in this wave as quickly as he possibly can so he can get a free shot for himself.
It's going to be battle of the 80 carries, but this time it's triple, taking off against FBI. Both of them have 3 kills right now.
I like that.
King sitting 0-2-1. Unfortunately, Swiffer traded his life with that Nethergrass to take down King, and then...
I think that's the right call from Swiffer in that fight, however. There's no way they win it if he doesn't flash in and lock him down, because the reset wouldn't have been there for FBI. And I mean, honestly, he's not having the best performance as far as kills go, regardless, so it's not like he has to play safe.
You of that opinion? If you're falling behind, you just throw everything at them. You know, you don't.
Yeah, you
don't
get
play
someone
passive.
else
You got to
ahead.
do something.
Yeah, I mean, you know my philosophy on the game, so you're asking for viewers' sake. But I'm a big fan of if you're going to lose the game quickly and just get on to the next one. I've got dinner to attend to. So trying to transfer his deficit into a lead for someone else, I think is the right call to make.
Yep, Direwolves potentially setting up for a mid dive, but Swiffer has no flash available, does have that ulti, but they're just looking for that topside control right now. Rift Herald has not been touched by either team.
Caught out Shern again. Hook is on. Will be able to get the stun as well. They actually push him back.
FBI.
Confusing from FBI. Triple now in amongst the team. You can see teleport out of Tally. Flashing in again from Swiffer. That will be the case going across. 1 kill picked up. Now Cupcake in a little bit of trouble trying to walk this one out. In jumps FBI one more time. That will be a 2nd kill. Flay is on, and Triple has to flash away. Big damage, however, coming out of the mid lane. That will be FBI getting the shutdown. King, only member left up and available. He will get the Iceborne Gauntlet slows. He will be able to chase through. Good barrel does not connect. King still looking to chase this one, and Chippies did not teleport.
Yep, did not have access to it the entire fight, just came up. So Schönfire caught, and you have to think the Buster Shot was going to push him to safety, but double TP coming out of the Order lineup. Tally and Swiffer both arrived. They turned that one around. It's got to give Chippy some time in the bottom lane.
Might get it.
But you have to think that's not worth 3 kills over the side of Order. Gold lead evened out completely now, 15 minutes. Even Rift Terror was a part of that fight.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, this one's a 4v5, Direwolves, I'm tapping in for you, but King picks up the cheeky return on the top side, and he will get himself a turret as well.
And they got 90% of bottom lane turrets, so Gold very even from that exchange. And the fact that there is a turret now prepared for Chippies if Tally ever goes to the team fight ever again. You can see that Spook's actually, one more time, just chasing people out of his jungle.
Yep.
3-1-4. He's a big tank at the moment, the Sejuani.
He is, but both side lanes currently being caught by the lineup of Order, so Direwolves have this priority around mid. Schönfire contesting the camp there, but won't be able to do too much.
We can take a look at the gold. Would be interested to see where Gangplank is. 1,100 gold up.
Yep.
So in a game where they're 1,000 gold down, Tally has once again proven that counter-picking Gangplank is futile.
I wouldn't say it yet.
Wouldn't you?
I mean,
if they lose this game, it's not because Tally didn't do his job.
Yes,
So
I agree.
The counter-pick didn't work then.
No, we're only just about done with laning phase right now.
Okay.
Chippy lands. Oh, actually, no. Spooks is on their team, so he's not face-checking a bush. But if Chippy's lands a 4-man combo and he wins Direwolves the game, then obviously the counter pick is fine.
But you can pick Vlad without having to go into Gangplank. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You can just blind pick Vlad if you want.
This is true, but there's still potential.
I hate Gangplank. This is one thing I will not give up on. Hook is on. Ultimate is available, however, for Cupcake, so they will just burn that one.
TP not available for Tally, but it is for Chippy, so Order don't commit too much to that play. They burn the Unbreakable on the Cupcake.
However,
that's a big deal coming out from the Alistar. Not very tanky without that ult.
This is a stage of the game where arguably Gangplank will still have impact, even if he doesn't have teleport, because level 1 ulti does nothing. Tickles, it's 30% slow, who cares? The level 2 ulti starts to pile up damage, and especially when he gets that 2nd upgrade to the cannon. When the ship really starts firing boulders at people, it is a good thing. As we see 3 members of the Direwolves protecting their turrets right now. Direwolves have done a very good job of denying Order any of that freestanding gold on Summoner's Rift.
18 minutes ticks over. So neither team really has the quickest Baron. Going to be 2 minutes for that one to be alive. Both teams playing fairly respectfully right now. Just backing off. Tristana picks up her 2-item spike. Same on the side of King, just waiting for the mana immune to tick over.
Yep.
But it's big out of the Tristana right now. 4-0 and 3. FBI has a lot of damage. They're going to start up this Rift Herald because Order did reset, but Rogue's looking to get some vision. They're going to know in a few seconds.
See whether they actually fight for this one. The Oceanic Special.
They do. They're pulling it. They're pulling the members. FBI is coming over. It's going to be too low, I think, though.
Oh, they've committed. The ult. They're committing.
Hook misses.
I feel like there is no reason for Order to fight that. Give it up.
Can Gangplank get it? Nah. They wait for it to time out. Another very iffy smite. If that's foreshadowing, you have to assume Spooks is going to steal another Baron in this game, but we'll see if that one does come into fruition.
See that they're sending Chippy's back bottom lane. Tally doesn't whack the turret. Chippy's is going to get a safe way.
No, he's not. Is this enough? Can he do more? No, just gets a cheeky bit of damage. Does not want the all-in from a full HP Vladimir, but means he does force him off.
Yeah. Going to see Shern and Spooks once again butt heads.
Fighting over the red buff.
I actually feel like Spooks and Order as a whole have supported Spooks pretty well in a matchup versus Shern. If you're going to boil down like individual matchups, Shern's been very impactful, but Spooks has definitely not been run over. I think this matchup will have been determined by probably Triple versus Swiffer at this stage, more than anything.
For the most part. But multiple members of Order are floating around the mid lane right now. Package is available for triple, so he has that extra safety.
And Package, like, we were doing tier rankings of, like, annoying things. Package beats everything.
Does it?
Yeah, you can get CC'd by absolutely anything in the game, and you will still zoom away with a Package.
I want to see Rogue land a hook on the Package, just go zooming along, flying afterwards.
Yeah, go with him.
Yep. But it's like when you hook onto a Poppy altered target. And then, or like you hook a Poppy and she ulties you away.
Yeah.
And
then
you just
zoom
come clawing back.
It's like when you catch a real big fish, but like...
Except he pulls you into the water.
Yeah.
But looking for the Ocean Drake. Speaking of water, going to be picked up by Direwolves. That will be number 2 for them. So as these do ramp up, the actually TP coming out of triple. Sorry, Cupcake.
Going to save the top lane turret.
I mean, they don't have vision of Spooks and Rogue right now in their jungle, but they know they're in the area.
A dive can be on the cards right now. They potentially would think the FBI has recalled. Now they would know that he hasn't because there's lots of people running through their jungle. TP available for everyone, everywhere.
Pings go out into mid lane, 2v1, and they're dropping the Rift Herald right now. Not much of a wave.
But still, one charge should do this, surely. Come on, Shally.
Charge in an auto. Oh, no, actually, you nailed it, man. That's a full charge. Takes down the turret. Swift going to lose the safety of that one. Yeah, also, looks like Chippy should be able to get this one as well, but Spooks is here alongside Tally.
Certainly is. Looks for the auto, gets it. Flail does not hit, however, still looking for it, and Chippy's just might have to flash the wall. He does.
It's a big deal coming out of the Vladimir. If we do see a teamfight breakout, that flash is pinnacle to get onto the backline, especially someone like Tristana with that huge hop means so much for Chippies. So a few minutes on that cooldown right now. He's had that Dark Seal since the start of the game, but unfortunately for him, sitting on 0 stacks.
So a concept I want to discuss really briefly right now is the Malzahar effect on the game. And that is, like, you don't hate having QSSs as both, you know, Ezreal and Corki, but you probably don't want it at this stage of the game.
Yep.
So there is a certain amount of the gold lead that disappears, and this is against every team. Sometimes it snowballs you further ahead, sometimes it gets you behind. But if we start seeing something come out on Chippies, then the Malzahar pick, even though it's behind, still is just having impact on the game that no other pick would really have.
Absolutely agree with you. Yeah, kind of stagnates. Oh, Chippy's actually just going to tank this one up. Keeps that minion alive. Smart play there so the turret doesn't get the extra resist. But yes, stagnates the item build of the carries somewhat. But in terms of looking at Order's lineup, it's not just for the Malzahar. Obviously, that's a big one. But in terms of an Ezreal, once he gets to 4 fight items, he'll be happy having that one against the hook from Thresh, against the ulti from Spooks. There's just so many CCs that can be flung his way. So it's absolutely fine there. Corki as well, an AD user, so he doesn't mind too much. King actually going to take away the blue buff.
Yeah, and actually hook onto Shern again. He burns the flash this time. In jumps FBI. He wants it. Flash forward and Shern will fall down. Baron potentially on the table for Order right now.
Rogue just keeps finding these picks onto Shernfire. This is game number 2. He's been caught out.
That's a big crit.
Almost 3 items on the Tristana and the red buff, but Shern keeps getting caught on the Kha'Zix game 1. We saw it multiple times. Sometimes it ended up being a bait, but most of the time he fell down. But this game, 0-4 and 4, not quite the same performance here.
Tally and Chippies butt heads. See
The
that Order
Corky.
still looking for their first
Oh,
real
hook again.
hooks on again. And Cupcake very late with that ultimate will also fall down. Tally grabs the kill there for himself.
Oh,
Actually, they
does
ulti
land.
Chippies and they
Oh.
immediately QSS's out.
And we were talking about QSS's Chippies just reset for that one, so gets himself out of harm's way. But Order find themselves a few picks, can't quite get an
They can't
objective.
break any turrets right now. It is 0 turrets to 4 turrets, but 11 kills to 16 kills.
6 kills.
6 kills. Good point. I like this.
We dropped a 1.
Yeah.
We dropped a 1. It almost fell off Order's lineup over the 1, you know?
All right, let's check in with Gangplank again. He's down in CS. Yeah, still up in gold.
Yep. Rogue actually has gone for debt. Negative 16. It's negative 160 here. We're not good with numbers, mate. We're struggling.
Real bad.
We're real
definitely
struggling.
not accountants here.
So, obviously gone Guardian. Resolve for the first tree. Inspiration gone for the Hex Flash and that debt rune, so.
Interesting that King is still ahead of FBI, even though FBI is 5-0-4. As now this time they do it right. They bring all of their members
Spooks
in
is
here.
here.
And Spooks is in a little bit of trouble. Actually
Hook
turns around,
does
Hook
land
is on
onto
again,
Stern
play
again.
back. Sure, not that tanky. Actually continues to go in.
Is he
and
dead?
just might die here. The jungler of the Direwolves is continually
Cupcake
head
no
ramming
ulti.
and will get picked up. Hook lands again, and that will be FBI
Big
jumping
barrel.
forward.
Oh.
Big barrel onto the back line, and in flies the rest of Order. That will be QSS burnt. But that is a 3-0.
Oh,
Chippies
FBI.
will even it up. FBI goes down. He'll also be able to grab on the back line there, potentially Rogue. See whether he can get him.
Oh.
No, cannot. Good silence. And Tally, what are you doing? Runs forward. Silence across from Swiffer. So in the end, what is it, 2 for 3?
Chippies comes up clutch for the Direwolves. You have to think Order were thinking about the Baron. They had multiple picks. The jungler was dead for Direwolves. But Chippies comes in, saves the day, kills the jungler for Order, kills the AD carry, and they have to walk away limping. But time and time again, Schönfire just keeps going in. He EQs into this choke. That hook is so easy to land up that hallway. Cupcake, he kind of has to go in here. He's baited into this fight, but he has no ulti. So with Swiffer flanking from the left, hook again from Rogue. He's getting so much value out of this Thresh pick. The cannon lands from Tally here. FBI flash jumps forward, cleans up a few kills rather, but and then we see Chippies cleaning up. Hook barely misses on the back end of that. Silence is coming in clutch here for Swiffer. Saves Tally as he actually wanted a bit of this fight, but that's going to be the gold lead. Only about 1,000 still for the Direwolves. 45 seconds on Dragon, and Baron is still on the map.
And Order right now just need access to some form of structures.
Yep.
If somehow they take Baron off the map, by the way, that will be like the best Baron of all time because they've got 6 outer turrets to take.
Yep,
That
the
doesn't
gold
happen
lead.
very often.
Yep. The standing gold on the map is so large right now, so they do get control. They win a team fight, take a Baron. You can expect the gold lead to swing significantly.
Ooh, Chippies has to burn the pool. Obviously just respecting the damage and the chase potential out of Tally. Goes for a Phantom Dancer pickup.
Did get that one after the last team fight there. Direwolves looking for Spooks again, round 2.
Yeah, exactly right. He is
FBI's
very
not
tanky.
here.
However, FBI not here. As you mentioned, they do go in. That is a suppression burn onto Schön. Can they burn through him? This time it does not look like they can. They actually can. And in comes FBI one more time. That will be a stopwatch burn. But there's nowhere near to where the Vladimir is. So they can continue to fight for this one. Actually pushes Triple to safety.
FBI needs to stop ulting people when they're half HP. That's again done it to Schön. Done it to the Alistar before, and also just does a triple there. They don't get the kill, but once again, they find the pick onto Schönfire in that corridor once more.
16 kills to 9, still behind in gold, still yet to get a turret. In jumps FBI again. Just a little bit of damage.
Yep, Chippies doesn't burn the pool there. Needs this one to try and hold this, but Vladimir, one of those champions that needs to be inside the wave to be able to wave clear it. So he has no business being 1v2.
And it finally falls.
Yep.
The first structure. However, Direwolves. Schön, 0-6-5.
Not looking good.
Not looking great. Chippies, on the other hand, 3-1-0.
Yep, looking real good.
Looking real good.
Looking real good. Got himself that QSS. Has been sitting on those items for a fair amount of time, so you have to think with this recall we'll be able to buy.
But this is what QSI... Oh, wait.
Yep.
I was going to say, this is what it does. It forces you to make hard choices. Does he sell the Dark Seal to pick up a blasting one? No, he just goes back and gets a Void Star.
Yep, gets the entire item there. So both top laners sitting on 3 items. If we take a look at the gold briefly again, Gangplank will still be up 12,000, about 2,000 up onto his counterpart. Going to be the second turret on the lineup of Order. They're looking mid. King has to E away.
Again, in jumps FBI, and they're able to grab him. That is a suppression into the hook, and that will be one more time him falling down. QSS burnt from King, as you mentioned, but the jungle are dead. And potentially Baron on the table, however, against Vladimir. Is that really what you want to do?
And we saw it last series. You can buffer the Jarvan EQ through a Zac ulti, but not the suppression of Malzahar. Schönfire looking to get out there, but CC'd up. Nice hook chain on the end of that CC. He goes down once again.
We've cast so much League of Legends over the weekend, so apologies to the viewers. I'm going to ask a really stupid question. What game did we see? Was it Tectonic versus Avant? Where the jungler just didn't, top laner didn't get QSS, even though he was a tank.
It was Parbu.
Yeah, Parbu just did not get a QSS versus Shock, and this is what it feels like with Shern.
Yep.
He's like, I'm tanky, I don't need it. It's like, no, it's not about the Malzahar damage, it's about the fact that FBI just sits there and pummels you until you fall down.
He's got 8 kills. He's already picked himself up a Hex Drinker, so he does respect the damage coming out from Chippies right now. So he's got enough damage, and he's like, look, I can go defensive, it's fine. We have triple threat in this composition, the Malzahar, the Tristana, and the Gangplank as well. So Order finally have map control around this Baron. They have to think Gold Lead in their favor now.
Have a good vision still in the river for the Direwolves, so they'll know whether they ever walk towards it. They know they're in that brush because the Pixel Brush is warded. Order really need to start sweeping through river as a team.
Here we go. Here, pick up that one. King's QSS was not available, so wasn't willing to throw a few cheeky Qs into that bush. That one lands, that one hurt. Damage. Yeah. And Corki actually still has a stopwatch available. That's the only one left in the game. Hasn't needed to use it so far. Hook looking for Schönfire once again, but this time does not connect.
And Chippies is a stay-at-home top laner right now. He will eventually rotate over because they feel like they have to face check. And here we go. Hook not on.
And Order could just keep playing this game. Swift is looking for a flank. He's actually sitting on a pink ward, so Direwolves don't know where he is. But they do have access to mid lane right now. Lancing going to come out. Oh, Spooks and Tally fighting over the Lantern, but of course Tally much more squishy. Spook's happy to just let him take that one away. Direwolves contesting around the Baron, but they don't want to commit too hard. Oh, very close. Silence doesn't land.
Yeah, does not land. Triple barrel hits 2 members, and that's already Poolgorn. Ultimate out of the Gangplank, and now they want him flash over the wall onto the wrong target, and Cupcake, you feel like he goes back in. Huge headbutt pole, but the support will just be dragged back to his death, and Tally is a monster right now. Chippy's over the wall. FBI flashes over him and will pick up the top laner. No ult used, and Order start up the Baron.
And Order do start up the Baron here. They're looking for the fight, actually. Schönfire is still alive, so the 50-50. That's going to be the death out of Tally, but the GA comes through. FBI is doing so much damage. 9 kills right now, looking for Schön. You have to think they should be able to take this Baron. Red buff goes to triple, but it's just too low.
Yeah, and FBI can hit over the wall, which means Schön just cannot approach. If he's ever in vision, he's just going to get 1 hit. And you can see that will be Baron going over to Auto, and we've already mentioned it. There are still 4 outer turrets on the map, and they've got a 3,000 gold lead.
And Order play the bait game so patiently there. They're just sitting, denying the vision. They know Direwolves have to face check. Even though Swiffer flash ulted the Alistar, did not matter. There was just so much damage coming through. FBI chasing them down. You mentioned the engage from Cupcake. Sure, but the damage just could not follow from Direwolves, so they can't be running forward. There's nothing going. If Chippies cannot get into the backline, he's just not going to be relevant in the team fight, and that's exactly what we saw.
Are you willing to call Gangplank uncounterable yet, Bryce?
I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting there. I'm going to say it's on the outcome of this game. I'm just going to arbitrarily. If Order win this game,
I like that.
Then there you go.
I like absolutely fictitious way of drawing conclusions.
Yep. No, because if Chippies is possibly the best Gangplank, I think out of all the games we've seen in the OPL, he has been the cleanest.
Yep. Tally's pretty clean this game.
I mean, he is.
He died once in the early game when he shouldn't have. After that, I really can't fault his performance.
Yep. But I think if these are the 2 best Gangplank players and even they can't counter it, then maybe there's something wrong. Maybe it's just not possible in the OPL so far. Rogue getting some vision. They're looking to take down this
And let's not just say OPL. I heard Azael obviously talking about it a lot today, saying, in his opinion, due to the new items and the way that he controls waves very early, that he honestly thinks it's uncounterable. And that's a North American LCS hook on again. Schön does get ulted up. That's going to be a K, and he will fall. Schönfire is 0-8.
He's just disrespecting it. At what point do you buy a QSS? Time and time again. He just stands there, the hook lands, and they have Baron here. Can they break the base?
Yeah, potentially could look for it. Instead, now 6,000 gold up, can just look for a reset and start picking up some very big items.
And we mentioned the gold lead, how it was fairly even, but there was so much standing gold on the map. Now, with this Baron, they've taken down a few structures.
Oh, Ingo's Rogue actually flashes away straight away.
Yep, didn't like that one. Went in on the creeps, looking for an Alistar, finds himself
When
on
you
Vlad and
pull
says, nope.
in something from the ocean, and it's actually a really angry-looking guy.
It was just a great white, you know, and it ate him, and he took him back.
Yeah, but if you pull a great white onto a boat, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, that's what he decided. That's what he figured out. He was like, oh god, no, get out of here! And then he dived off his boat. He switched place with the shark, and unfortunately, didn't come out too well off there. 4,000 gold lead. Another Gangplank now has doubled in the last 5 minutes.
Broken.
Yep, that's a big Gangplank. That's a big angry pirate there.
FBI also has not built a Last Whisper or anything, and is just sitting on a BF sword.
In saying that though, there's not a significant amount of armor on the lineup.
Does he go Hex Drinker? Not Hex Drinker. Essence Reaver.
Possibly.
100% crit plus uptime on Rapid Fire.
Yep.
Means that he could sell his boots for maybe Merc Treads late game.
90% attack speed buff on that Q. Very big deal. Similar to the Cogmore there with his W, it means Tristana does significantly more damage with that ability active. So, as you mentioned, if he does go the Essence Reaver, can happily swap out his boots.
Dragon will be up and available for order in a couple of seconds. Oh, that's going to be the burn of the QSS. Because QSS cooldown at this stage of the game is way longer.
Yep.
You can already see Nethergrass like quarter off.
Yep.
So they're just saying, you know what, King? This is how we make sure you can't contest this fight. Because
Talk
it is an important dragon.
Yep.
FBI caught out. Big damage coming through, and maybe now they can contest the dragon.
I mean, it will be very low so far, but as you mentioned, it has to be Order looking to get onto King in these fights. No QSS, they do burn that one.
Hook onto Shern again. He gets ulted, he dies, and Shern, time and time again, is just getting picked off. In goes Chippies, looking for FBI. Will flash over the back end, and FBI just jumps on him. That will be the heal pop as... Was it a heal? No, it wasn't. He gets it. All right, cool.
Kill that. Shift Proc kills that one.
They're looking again. There we go. On it, and that will be the death of King. And this is the utter capitulation of the Direwolves. Order now with 4 people dead on Direwolves will look to end the game.
And what is Shern doing? This is happening every single time. 4 members of the Direwolves are dead. Tally is looking for triple, but hits the barrel. That's going to be a big crit to the face. They're looking to break the base right now. No Baron.
Hook is not on. In goes FBI again. He wants those kills. He is so bloodthirsty. 5 seconds on Shern. Huge crit onto Triple, says, get back in your fountain. No creeps, actually 1 creep, so they have to tank this up.
20 seconds on both King and Chippies, the 2 carries. Hook does land again onto Shernfire. That's going to be the Mal's ulti onto Triple. He does flash out, but you have to think, can Order end the game here? 10 seconds on both Chippies and King.
Doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Hook on, lands onto him again. And Rogue is absolutely unstoppable. Cupcake will push him back into the fountain. Order will not hit the Nexus. Eventually it will fall down, and we have a 1-1 series.
They equalize the series here. Swiffer on your screens looking pretty happy with that victory. And damn, Shern, from game 1 to 2, you have to think Order may have found the weakness here. Take him off the Kha'Zix. Jarvan not looking good, and then you see the bot lane from Order step up. That Thresh pick just found so many engages for the Order lineup.
And potentially, this is a case of Shern overcompensating. He still had things like Shyvana, Evelyn up and available. We check his solo queue. He's a big carry player at the moment.
Yep.
He says, you know what, this is a serious game against Order. This is for top of the ladder. I'll play meta. And he doesn't look at all comfortable.
Absolutely. Now, see if Direwolves do switch things up in game 3. They played the same bot lane. Did not seem as effective.
Well, I think the Tristana Thresh just looked better than what the Kalista Taric
I mean, Cupcake, yeah, was looking okay in those games. He found good engages time and time again, but unfortunately,
they never fought 5v5.
Yep.
It was always Shern gets caught, Rogue goes fishing, and he lands
It was actually the same thing time and time again.
I think it happened 9 times.
Teams meet in the middle, and then Hook goes out, it lands on Shern, and they throw the Sedge ulti, and Shern's like, oh, see you guys, I'm dead. Yeah, bummer.
And the thing that was happening was that it would take Swiffer's ulti at the start as well. So it would be like 3 bits of CC.
Yeah.
But then as the damage started to ramp up, it was like, all right, now we only need 2.
Yeah.
And then the last one, really, the Sejuani ulti was for good measure because he wasn't getting out of the box anyway. And FBI in those team fights, once it was a number disadvantage, leaping forward, Squidgy Boy would have been proud.
Yeah, and not to mention, once he had enough gold, he had those 3 items, and he's like, hey, now I can afford a Hex Drinker. So Chippies just becomes a non-factor. You saw in the one engage, he did get onto FBI. He just jumps away and ends up actually just jumping forwards over the wall to chase him. He could not kill him, so the one strong member of the Direwolves just couldn't do enough. And that was lights out, to be honest. As soon as Shernfire gets picked past that point, that was the end of the game.
And let me tell you about a champion that resides in the top lane.
Yeah. Which one is it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be.
Let me tell you about our Lord and Savior Gangplank.
Yep.
Because it turns out you can get solo killed in lane. You can lose all the
You
turrets
can do
on the
whatever
map.
you want.
You can run around like a hooligan, but at the end of the day, if you ever get to 3.5 items, you win the game. And Tally proves once again that Gangplank should be banned.
Uncounterable trash. Get rid of it. Ban it. Hit the bench.
I don't like casting it. Let's hear from Swiper. He's a top laner. Maybe he does.
Thanks, guys. Yes, we're here to talk about that game. Order able to bring it to a 3-game series. We're going to go to the whole length this weekend, go to all 12 games. It's been a big one.
Yeah, it has. It's been an exciting week, probably the most exciting week that this split will have. Yeah, I mean, like the first, 3 weeks were just 2-0, 2-0s, and then this week it's the right matchups with the different styles of teams. So it's been a very exciting week and also very tiring.
It has. We have to start by talking about this bot lane. FBI absolutely popping off on Tristana, and Rogue feeling confident enough to pull out his Thresh.
Yeah, I don't expect Rogue to get Thresh again for the rest of the split. I mean, it happened on Sin last season. Once he gets on that pick, he just makes it look like it's the most broken champion in the game. And he probably falls off a little bit after that as well. So like going into the next game, if Thresh is up, I'll be shaking my head. But even FBI as well, it's teamed up quite well. The Thresh Tristana synergy is really good at just comboing out people in lane. And you saw what they did to Shern.
Something the desk were also just talking about was this Gangplank. It's something we've seen have a lot of priority put into it. Both Chippies and Tally can play it pretty well. Is it something we should be seeing going into Game 3?
You know, like it was a quite an even early game, but that being said, like Gangplank is just probably the best scaling like top laner at the moment, and also he just provides so much to the team just with his ultimate early game. And these two being the two best Gangplanks like in the region, I don't expect like Chippies to be able to first pick it next game. Yeah, get him off the meta picks. I want to see some like Jax versus Malco was a good matchup, and that was even. But like, yeah, like if one of these players gets GP, they just tend to like out impact the other person quite easily.
Something else that was also brought up on the desk earlier was this jungle matchup between Spooks and Shernfire. They both have very different play styles. You used to play with Spooks. Can you give us some insight as to how he is a bit different than Shernfire?
I think Shernfire is just that guy that is like really greedy, but like if you give him what he wants, like he will do really well with it. Like he'll carry you. And that's why he's the best player in the region. Like I think this game is a big eye opener for not only him but the entire region. It's like this guy isn't adapting. Like when he's getting caught, when he's falling behind, he's not figuring out the tools to actually get back into the game. So, and then like Sam, he's like a team facilitator. He does what the team needs, whether it's Ivan, whether it's Nunu. He's there. He's ready. He's ready to help you. Instead of him carrying, and yeah, it's just like the different style like really showed even in game 1 to 2. I was quite impressed with like Spooks' performance.
Are you going to stay with the 2-1 to Direwolves, or are you thinking of flipping over to the Order?
Look, I think I'm still going to stick with the 2-1 for Direwolves. I think that Shern has the like Shern solid loss in that game. Let's be real here, but I think he has like the capable mindset to actually reset and get into the next game. I still think it's going to be a really like bloodthirsty game. It's going to be close. I want to see Shern go back to like camping top because like he's been moving around mid. It did work again. Triple got like a huge lead, but yeah, like Chippies just pops off when he's getting ahead. I would like to see that again.
I think Shernfire will have a lot to play for in this next game. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to have that game coming right after this break.
Not that tanky, actually continues to go in. And
dead?
just might die here. The jungler of the Direwolves is continually head ramming and will get picked up. Hook lands again, and that will be FBI
Big
jumping
barrel.
backwards. Big barrel into the back line, and in flies the rest of Order. That will be QSS burn. But that is a 3-0. Chippies
FBI.
will even it up. FBI goes down and in jumps FBI and they're able to grab him. That is a suppression into the hook, and that will be one more time him falling down. And now they want him flash over the wall onto the wrong target. And Cupcake, you feel like he goes back in. Huge headbutt pole, but the support will just be dragged back to his death. And Tally is a monster right now. Chippies over the wall. FBI flashes over him and will pick up the top laner. Hooks onto Shern again. He gets ulted. He dies. And Shern, time and time again, is just getting picked off. In goes Chippies looking for FBI. Flash in on it. And that will be the death of King. And this is the utter capitulation of the Direwolves Order. And Rogue is absolutely unstoppable. Cupcake will push him back into the fountain. Order will not hit the Nexus. Eventually it will fall down. And we have a 1-1 series.